Citizens, behold the troubling tale of Marcus and Dave, two men once ordinary, now burdened by profound emotional calamity, who have, in most misguided fashion, chosen the perilous path of vengeance to soothe their wounded spirits. Yet one must ask, will this descent into violence restore harmony to their troubled hearts, or shall it unleash a cascade of danger, threatening not only themselves, but every innocent soul within their reach? Stay vigilant, dear viewer, for justice, much like the night, is never as simple as it seems.
Bucky's Basement.
Welcome to this week's episode of Bucky's Basement. I'm Bucky, and as always in the basement with me today, I have Old Boy.
By popular demand.
And Juicebox.
Sup, dipshits?
And we are back in the cage for another episode where we are reviewing Nic Cage movies in chronological order. We are currently up to 2010 with this week's episode of Kick-Ass. Okay, that wasn't any better. But I've been excited for this one for a long time.
What were you hoping for?
Yeah, well, that hell yeah.
Yeah. Again, we're reviewing these episodes, doing these episodes reviewing Nic Cage movies. We're up to like in the late 40s, almost hit 50 episodes of Nic Cage, meaning we've watched almost 50 movies that he has been in. The first 50 is what we're going to call it.
I was talking to some guys today that were shooting a video at work and telling them about the podcast, and they were fascinated by it. But then when we started talking about Nic Cage, they were like, yeah, let's see, I've seen that one where he plays himself. I was like, I hadn't seen that.
Which is a great one.
I hadn't seen that one yet. But,
yourself. You're right. Like, people say that, and then they're like, yeah, they've seen like 3. And it's like, yeah, I've seen 43.
Yeah, exactly. Man.
This is my life.
These guys are younger, too, so I don't think the big 3 are... Like, I made a Wayne's World reference, and they were like...
Yeah. Well, I was at a party, and maybe I've said this on a previous episode, but somebody said said something about the Weatherman, and I was just like, seriously? Huh? Like, that's the movie that's on your radar?
I mean,
cool, but it was just like, it was not in my radar at all. Anyway,
well, you never know where you are when you're going to experience or encounter the wonderful Nicolas Cage. We were in COVID, and now we're here. 40-something episodes into this. This week we're reviewing 2010's Kick-Ass. It currently sits at a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is pretty good. 7.6 on IMDb. It is directed by Matthew Vaughn. Had to look this up. Matthew Vaughn produced a lot of movies.
Right.
Didn't direct very many. In addition to Kick-Ass, he directed Stardust in 2007. Didn't see it. X-Men First Class in 2011, which was one of the reboots, but the only one he did. And he is very noted for doing the entire Kingsman series.
Right, I've not seen those.
I didn't see any of those either.
So I've seen, I guess, maybe 2 of them, and they're fine, like action movies. It's kind of like it's like a spin on James Bond type thing. Yeah, I'm like, it's like, he's part of some secret society or whatever, and they're fine. Yeah, they're fine. I'm it's not groundbreaking or anything, but they're fun movies to watch.
This guy, Matthew Vaughn, produced 2 of my favorite movies of all time, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch.
Classic. Yeah.
He did Eddie the Eagle, which was an awesome movie. It was a guy who had Down syndrome who wanted to be a wrestler.
I was going to say, my next guess was wrestling.
And that guy that just got busted for doing a lot of stuff in New Orleans, he was in it. He was the guy who led him.
Mystical?
No, Shia LaBeouf.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, Old Boy, tell me what the budget with this film, what they made, and then what else you could have gone to see on opening weekend of Kick-Ass in 2010.
All right, way back in April 16th, 2010. All right, so the budget was $30 million, and it grossed $96 million, meaning it was a hit.
Big hit.
Big hit. All right. Opening weekend, it was number 1. You could have also gone to see How to Train Your Dragon, Date Night, which is maybe a Steve Carell movie.
Steve Carell, Tina Fey?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't see it either. Death at a Funeral, Clash of the Titans, which I'm guessing is a reboot. The last song. Why Did I Get Married To? Not TWOTOO.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Like,
I think that's a Tyler Perry
why'd I get
movie.
married? It sounds like,
Yep.
yeah. Well, why'd I get married too? Alice in Wonderland, Hot Tub Time Machine. I know you're a big fan.
Oh, Clark Duke's on fire at this time then.
Yeah, and then he was on like The Office, like the last season of The Office, maybe about this
yeah.
time too.
Yep.
I feel like
Man,
the
peak.
worst season.
The Bounty Hunter, Diary of a Wimp Kid, and Avatar is still in theaters. So
All right.
I'm going to cut it off.
This
there.
is what
It's
I'm
a
going
lot
to
of
see
fucking
then.
movies.
I'm choosing Kick-Ass. Let's get into the cast of this movie, Kick-Ass. We're here each and every week. We do these Casting Cage episodes for the one, the only Mr. Nicolas Cage. He plays Big Daddy in this movie. What's his street name?
His name is Damon McCready.
McCready.
Damon
Yes, the
McCready,
McCreadys. He plays a regular guy who is raising his child in an interesting way.
Ex-cop.
My favorite thing is the things that Nic Cage brought to this movie was 100% everything that he wore, how he talked, and I mean these are his
Even the mustache, man. I think
the
was
mustache,
a-
the changing of the mustache
The
through
mustache
the movie.
extensions.
that's a
Yeah.
Nick. That's a Nickism.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's great that you said he was just a regular dad. I think this dude is anything but a regular dad.
Yeah.
In the introduction to him, he shoots his daughter with a gun.
Yeah.
No, it's the very first scene we see.
Yep, with them.
It is awesome. Also in this movie, Aaron Taylor Johnson, who plays the character Kick-Ass.
His name is Dave also.
Dave. This is like an introduction for him. Chloë Grace Moretz plays Hit Girl.
Yep.
You will know her from what was
Stuff.
Stuff. What
And stuff too.
and stuff too.
TOO.
Anyway, also in this movie, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, who is basically Fogel or McLovin in Superbad.
So real quick before I forget, I did watch the director's commentary, and he's like, "Oh yeah," he kept referring to him as McLovin. He's like, he hates it, and he's like, he doesn't deserve that title, but he kept calling him McLovin also.
The director? That's funny.
He's like, "Oh yeah, here's McLovin," and it was great.
I mean, God bless him for making a career, but he's the fucking worst, right? Like he was good as McLovin in this
Right.
movie. I'm just like, God, you're
Right,
so
dude.
fucking insufferable. And maybe that's the point of the character, but it's just
Sure.
like,
Yeah.
But it's like you get typecast, and like I know who you are now, and you're
Yeah.
the same thing.
fucking
and
McLovin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
Even
your
the
money.
director's
Yeah.
called. Yeah.
Get your money.
That's what I'm not bad. I'm not hating, but it's just like, blah.
Did you read that interesting fact that in order to drive the Mistmobile in this movie, he had to learn how to drive a stick shift because he's never done one before, and then as soon as he left the movie, he completely forgot everything that he learned, and he hasn't been able to drive a stick shift since. Also in this movie, Lindsay Fonseca, she plays Katie DeMoe, the love interest of Kick-Ass at the high school.
Okay.
Did you recognize her before?
Nothing. No.
She is the Great White Buffalo in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh,
when they go
man.
back in time, she is the girl,
She's the girl?
John Cusack's girl or whatever.
It's another one of your
Also,
hits,
Hot
dude.
Tub Time Machine appearance in this movie. Mr. Clark Duke, national fucking treasure in my opinion. I love everything that Clark Duke's in. Think he's funny. Think he's on point.
He's going to be in the new National Treasure?
He is a national treasure. He could be, and I would go see it. Also, another friend of Kick-Ass in this movie, Evan Peters, or who I like to call Mr. American Horror Story.
Oh yeah, big time, dude.
I mean, that guy's been in every season, right?
Just about. Yeah.
He's carved he's
in.
carved out some kind of a role in every season of American Horror Story.
True.
Mark Strong plays Frank D'Amico, who is McLovin's dad and the mob boss in this movie. Well, that is the cast for the 2010 movie Kick-Ass. Let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, let's kick this thing off with Bucky's establishing shot.
Yep.
We get some comic stuff off the bat here. We know we're establishing what we're getting into. We kind of know, if you're going to the theater, you know what you're getting into, but you don't necessarily know how vulgar and how violent this movie's going to be.
Right.
You think it's just going to be a fun thing. Turns out it's a whole lot of fun, but a certain genre. The first thing we really get introduced to is this winged superhero with the voiceover,
Right.
thinking this guy's going to jump off this building and save the town and everything, but goes straight into a car, and he's basically committing suicide, or
Well, I think he's trying to fly.
Trying to fly to be a superhero.
Yep. Trying to fly. And this is like in the future, so
A lot of voiceover
Is
here.
it
It's
in the
kind of
future?
because
establishing.
it's like 6 weeks earlier. Right
Oh,
after
It
that.
says 6 months
So,
earlier
yeah.
after that.
Or
Yeah,
So I
maybe
guess
it's
people were
present,
trying to
but-
be kick-ass.
probably inspired people to be heroes is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's like the Batman. Like when you see that fake Batman in the parking garage, and the Batman's like, "What
Yeah.
the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
leave this shit to me."
But he's injured, like, just to jump ahead a little bit, like, after he gets stabbed and hit by a car, you have to imagine he's injured for a while, right? Like,
Well,
You would
everything
think-
moves pretty fast in this movie.
I know, but I'm just trying to think about the 6 months. Like, would he have
Yeah.
been influence anybody at that point? Because it still feels like he would be recovering from, like, his whole body being destroyed.
Right.
Well, let's not dive too much into it. Anyway, let's get into this plot.
Wow, that's what the point of this podcast is.
We learn that Kick-Ass is a high school kid, nerd, goes by Kick-Ass.
I feel like this dude did
He
a
does
good job of this role.
He does
Like,
a great job. I feel like they found him out of nowhere. And
I
that's
don't know
sometimes
anything about
that's,
his
that's
history.
what you want. We learn that his friends are American Horror Story and Clark Duke, is what I wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse Peters and Clark Duke.
Evan Peters?
Yep. Evan Peters.
Evan Peters, sorry.
I mean, that guy is in, like, superhero movies also now. Both of these dudes, because what's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson?
was Quicksilver and Craven the Hunter.
Yeah, right? He's bounced around in comic book movies.
And then Evan Peters has also been Quicksilver.
That's right.
Really?
They played the same character.
Played the same character.
We learn Dave kind of likes the girl in the hallway. She's not giving him the time of day. He's a nerd. This whole intro is awesome. Voiceover moves so fast. Like, it's exactly what you want to lay down and establish a movie. Like we said, the superhero discussion with the friends, we've all been there.
How come nobody's ever tried to be a superhero?
Well, I don't know. Probably because it's fucking impossible, dipshit.
What, putting on a mask and helping people? How's that impossible?
I feel like Old Boy would be the one to bring this to the table, and Juicebox and I would be like, dude, you're going to
Can't
get your
do it,
ass
man.
kicked.
Yeah. Especially if I was wearing
I'm
like
gonna
a
kick
diving
your
suit.
ass.
So, if you were wearing a scuba suit, well, he was wearing a
suit.
scuba suit, right? Like, that's what it
100%.
said.
Right.
Like,
It looked like a broke-ass Tron suit somebody tried to buy their kid for fucking Halloween.
I mean, totally. Yeah, it didn't look like a scuba suit, but that's why I was confused. If it's like, if this is really a scuba suit, this dude would be sweating to death and fucking
Dude.
dying. Like,
Yeah.
it would be so hot and just miserable inside that. And that's like, is it a costume? Because if it was $100. I feel like it kind of got ripped off.
Yeah. Swim or a scuba suit with some Timberlands.
it cost $99
Yeah.
on Amazon. I did
In
notice that.
2010. One thing I want to say though is, man, like, I do think there is a lens of, like, looking at this movie of how people deal with grief. And I think that is like a big part of his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, his mom didn't die in a way that he needed to avenge her, but he says that, you know, she just died suddenly. And you can tell, like, his dad is wrecked. The rest of the movie, his dad is wrecked. Every interaction he has with his dad, he's just, like, barely there and, like, you know, talking about the cereal box or, like, just, like, it's like this whole thing is his way of, like, not dealing with the grief that his parent has died, I feel like.
Okay.
Yep.
And I feel like it's the same side on Damon, same way on Damon/Big Daddy's side. Like, he's not processing the grief that his wife died. He's just, like, fucking
Channeled
turned it
it
into a
and-
rage and
channeled it
revenge
into
type of
rage.
thing.
All
It's a
right.
good thought.
Yeah.
It's a good thought. When we're sitting in the diner and discussing this thing, he's talking about being a superhero. His friends say that he's dumb. In comes the rich friend. We learn, like, you know, the Fogel, McLovin from Superbad comes in. I think that's just like an establishing thing. Like, just let's show
Sure.
he's rich. He's in there. He
he's
wants to
kinda
kind of be friends with
unapproachable.
these guys, right?
Yeah.
Then there.
That's what I didn't get though. Yeah, because he, like, walks over to him and he seems like he, like, wants to say what's up, and then the bodyguard just, like, not a chance or some shit
Yeah.
like that. It's just like, what?
I think he says "fuck off." Like,
that what he says?
Yeah, he's like, something like that.
Then we leave the diner.
Step off.
Step off.
We get the hood dudes while we're walking and talking with the hood dudes, kind of junking them, shaking them down in the alley.
Yeah.
Which basically gives him the original motivation to be a superhero. He's like, dude, I have this idea. Now, fuck these guys. And
Now
this
I can
guy.
apply it.
Yeah. I
So
mean, he was already having the idea, but yeah.
we get the first mob guy scene. We get introduced to, basically McLovin's dad in this, who goes by Red Mist eventually. We're going to talk about that. We get the mob guy scene. We get, why, this guy just wants to be a mob guy and not. And
he wants to be a part of his dad's business, right?
That's it. He wants to be a part of his dad's business. Jackie Aprile is what we learn is the muscle for the mob dad. He's like his right-hand man.
Yeah.
And I just wrote, Kick-Ass looks like Timu Tron.
Timu Tron. I like that.
Yeah. The next scene after Kick-Ass is trying to shit on, let's meet Hit Girl and Big Daddy. We get that opening shot of Nic Cage shooting his daughter in the middle of like a fucking gully in the chest and saying, you can't wince this time. She's like, can we go bowling and get ice cream after this? Yeah, if you don't wince or moan or bitch or whatever.
Yeah, I love it. He's like,
so at close range like this, the force is going to take you off your feet for sure, but it's really no more painful than a punch in the chest.
Why are you getting punched in the chest?
They're shooting each other in the chest, and then I guess she does a good enough job, so they get to go to the bowling alley, and they're sitting there, and one of my favorite conversations of this is, what do you want? He says, what do you want for your birthday? She goes, I don't know, Dad, a puppy? And he basically internally lost his shit over this.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, I'm fucking with you. I want a butterfly knife.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we find out later they have a whole arsenal of guns, and you're like,
right?
She wanted a butterfly
Not normal,
knife?
but establishes these two, this father-daughter duo,
right?
Who's actually like gangster. When you got Kick-Ass over here, like he's going to get his ass kicked.
Yeah,
and
it does. It helps too because it's like when you see it right before that, like he's just shooting her, and she's like, oh, I don't like this or whatever. It's like makes the deal. But yeah, then it establishes that wait, she is just a fucking badass, also, or like emotionless cyborg killer or whatever.
Right.
The scene kicks back over to Kick-Ass, the kid who wears his costume under his clothes to school.
Yeah, that's what they do.
He tries to do his first foil with the same guys in that back alley that jumped him earlier, and he gets stabbed and hit by a car.
Yeah.
And like almost dies.
Yeah. Bucky and I were watching this together, and I was like, am I missing, like, did he have some sort of training for fighting or anything that, like, I just missed them, like, montaging or something? Because he goes into that with, like, no plan, holding a stick behind his back. He gets punched in the face first, doesn't even try to dodge. And then he's, like, stabbed 2 seconds later. It's like, bro, but you are delusional.
Yeah.
You are delusional because you're not dealing with your grief.
We kick back over to the mob boss. We're establishing a story here. The mob boss, Chris, wants to be a part of the family. That's Red Mist,
right?
Yeah, kid wants to be a part of the family. It's kind of a joking thing. Juicebox was talking about transitions in this movie, where we get the mob boss like all pissed off, sitting at the desk, and then it's like immediately goes to animation and Nic Cage's character is drawing this mob boss.
Yeah. It's awesome. There are a lot of good transitions in this movie, and I feel like this movie is a very good comic book movie before comic book movies have become what they are now, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? They stick to these like oversaturated, like bright colors, a lot of like the transitions feel like they're comic book style transitions, like because there's just there's wipes and there's other there's that transition to the comic book. There's a lot of cool stuff like that lends itself well to a comic book movie prior to the MCU changing what comic book movies are.
To that whole thing.
We're going to cut over on the next scene to Fogel, I keep saying Fogel, McLovin in his dad's office acting tough. This is one of my favorite things. He like goes in, he's like, Dad, the phone's for you. And the dad's like practicing karate because we're going to learn that this guy is badass at roundhouse kicks.
Like cocked and loaded.
He's got roundhouse kicks like Chuck Norris. Yeah, exactly. Dude. The next scene that we see is the human microwave scene, which I have not seen that.
That scene, I've seen a lot of violent shit in movies. That scene bothered me a lot for some reason. Just the thought about being in a microwave is just like, and you're fucking boiled from the inside out.
Yeah, dude.
So this human microwave scene, if you haven't seen it, definitely a reason to check out Kick-Ass. Anyway, let's kick it back over. We're back at school. Kick-Ass, right? He is recovering from getting stabbed, hit by a car, going to the hospital, and not having any clothes for some reason, and that was a big point of contention here.
They cut it off in the ambulance.
Because he was embarrassed that he had the thing on.
Yeah. But that was the thing that like leaked out.
That leaked out that he went to the hospital naked. So he's back at school, and now everybody thinks he's gay.
Right, but also from the accident, he's got some kind of like nerve damage, so he doesn't feel pain.
Yeah.
And then they also put some metal in his body.
That's so I wrote this down specifically. Like a long time ago, I broke my wrist and hand, and there's a screw in my hand still. So like, am I a superhero? Should I go around and start punching people with this hand?
Can you
Like
punch
bullets.
like super hard and like doesn't hurt the rest of your hand?
I don't know. You want to find out?
Anyway, so this whole thing sparks the fact that he wants to go into the superhero gig again. His first job, looking for a cat. And then he gets beat up again. And then he is born again because Kick-Ass is not giving up. And he starts fighting these guys back, and then...
Hey! There's a dude dressed like a superhero. They're fighting a bunch of guys. It's fucking awesome!
Which is one of the greatest parts of the movie, because he's still getting his ass kicked the entire time. But he's just still fighting this stuff.
Yeah. And I guess they called the police because they do eventually come. But yeah, it's just like they're just watching him getting his ass kicked. He has no plan. He is the worst fucking superhero with no plan throughout the whole movie. His whole thing is he has nerve damage and he's wearing a scuba suit. Like,
right.
And like I said, I guess like the metal pins in his body make him stronger somehow or something.
Yeah.
But in this age of cell phone videos, he becomes famous because the phones really only show him like completely fighting back and like not giving up and everything. So now Kick-Ass is this famous guy.
He's gone viral.
Hit Girl and Big Daddy get wind of this, and they're not happy. My favorite part is they're watching the TV like news channel about Kick-Ass, and she's like, I kind of like him. And Nicolas Cage's character was like, he should call himself Ass Kick.
Yeah, more like Ass Kick. Like his whole thing, his whole shtick was like trying to do like an Adam West Batman like type thing. And he does a pretty good job at a lot of the scenes. Like, I don't know, but
he nails that.
He's such a like. I don't know. I love it. Like he's such a sociopath killer, but also he is kind of like a nerdy dad still. Less fucking making these cheesy jokes.
Yeah.
And then this is my favorite part. Like right after that news article comes out and we see the scene of them doing that, call himself Ass Kick. Kick-Ass has merch everywhere. Like there is shit.
Right.
There's
comic
a fucking comic within like a week of him doing this stuff.
Yeah. Which I'm assuming he's not getting paid from, right? Like somebody else just capitalized on the shit and just like locally made a comic and
it's like
t-shirts or
somebody
something.
ordered that like costume off Amazon and sold it at Tower Records for $300. Kick-Ass takes his third job now in this movie, which is the ex-boyfriend of Katie, his love interest in
Is it
high
her
school.
ex-boyfriend? I think it was some guy. She works at a needle deposit place, and right. And I think it was somebody.
Ex-boyfriend.
She said
she did say they had a relationship, and she broke it off, and he didn't know like.
Shit.
So I said,
right.
the third job is to go tell this guy to stop seeing Katie, and I go, Razul, huh? That was her boyfriend? Like this little innocent high school girl and this gangster dude with like these
Super
bodyguards
gangster,
and
dude.
shit?
Yeah.
Razul comes at Kick-Ass in this intense scene, and he shoots him in the face with a taser.
Right,
and
well-
this dude doesn't do shit.
Well,
Like,
he pulls the gangster pulls a knife on him, which is I guess Kick-Ass's weakness.
The one thing.
The knife. Oh shit.
So he tases him to the face, and he goes down. He stands back up with the taser, like between the eye, like right above your eyes.
Yeah.
Stands back up and then gets a fucking sword to the chest, which introduces Hit Girl as these people don't fuck around. This dad and daughter duo. Because this scene is fucking awesome.
It is.
And Chloë Grace Moretz did most of her own stunts in all of this.
Damn.
I looked this up. Because last night after you left and we were watching this movie, I just started typing in who were the stunt people for this movie because the stunts were awesome. And she did like 75% of the stunts in this movie.
Damn.
See, I feel like this movie did a good, like, some of the effects look kind of cheesy, but I feel like the cheesiness of them still works for this movie because of what it is. And like same type of thing, like some of those quick cuts in the action sequence and like hiding a lot of shit. Like, it's sometimes it's like whatever, but it works for this movie. Like it really, I don't know.
For this scene, I mean,
for this scene especially. But yeah, and I was honestly like, when I had never seen this movie before we watched it for the podcast. So like, I knew it was like intense because he'd already been stabbed and hit, and there was some violence already. But like when this scene happened, I was like, oh shit, like this is fucking for real.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I got excited, my heart started beating. I was like, fuck yeah.
I mean, you got an 11-year-old girl dressed up like a superhero who has a extremely foul mouth and is just slicing dudes up and not giving a fuck about it.
And he has no idea who she is. Like he is literally getting ready to die because he went into this fucking scenario with no plan, because he has no plan ever
or
for
skills.
anything. Yeah, no plan or skills. Just walked in with a fucking scuba suit on.
He's also
probably brain damaged.
I mean, yeah,
from that car wreck.
Yeah, that too. Damn, I didn't even think about brain damage.
Once this scene happens where she takes out basically every one of the mobsters with the help of her dad, we get the meetup of Kick-Ass and basically Adam West, Batman, and Hit Girl. That's where I first picked up on it.
I love that Hit Girl took the money too, though.
Yeah,
at the gangster's place. Like,
well, they've been stealing the cocaine too, and like reselling it or something, I guess, or like doing something with it.
They've definitely been taking the money and reinvesting it into firearms.
So they meet up. She introduces. She says, "Here's Big Daddy. I'm Hit Girl." He said, "I'm Kick-Ass." And one of my favorite lines of this whole movie comes at this point, where he's like, "Well, how will I know where to find you?"
You just contact the mayor's office. He has a special signal that shines in the sky. It's in the shape of a giant cock.
Everything that she says makes me laugh in this movie.
Yeah. I mean,
she is the movie, in my opinion. She's the best person in this movie.
I mean, yes, she definitely helps make the movie. And I think like this dude was so smart to bet on himself for this movie, to like not change the script.
All right, so the next thing we see is like they're on the prowl now. They know who like the number one enemy is. It's the main mob guy. So we see Big Daddy and Hit Girl crushing the like one of the minor mob guys in a car that's trying to give up information.
Dude, Pop's like a great
intense scene.
I fucking love that scene too.
Yeah. Then the next thing we see in the movie is, holy shit, Kick-Ass is now acting gay, and he is doing this tanning naked date thing with the girl. Say Kick-Ass is on there.
Suntan lotion on her or something.
No, it was like it's like self-tanning.
Spray tan. That's
like rub this in, and he's in like whitey tighties or something.
I honestly don't feel like he's ever acting gay though, right? Or maybe we just don't see that very much.
He just doesn't correct her. He just doesn't correct her.
He doesn't correct her.
Yeah.
He doesn't correct her because she is naked and he is rubbing self-tanner on her.
Yeah.
Kick-Ass is on the up in this movie.
I mean, at 17, I would have done just about anything to see it dead.
That's correct. The next thing we see in the movie, which is great, let's keep this moving along. The comic book story of Big Daddy and Hit Girl, like the backstory, is awesome.
Fucking love it. I love that so much when the cop that used to be his partner comes in or whatever and finds that comic book. Love that part of the movie.
The next thing we see is the mob boss. The mob boss is driving around town in his limo, right, and sees Kick-Ass, sees what he thinks is Kick-Ass, gets out and just fucking roundhouse kicks him
first, like Ryu, dude. Just like
doesn't say shit, just like
a roundhouse kick to the back of the head, dude.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put it on there because it is. He just walks up, like seriously, like Chuck Norris would be ashamed of how quick that roundhouse came out.
We learned that this
Patrick Swayze would be.
Yeah, God, you're right. Roadhouse.
Yes,
I'd like to put this guy up in a cage fight against like some of the other characters.
A roundhouse contest.
Yeah,
nothing but roundhouse.
We learned that this kick-ass that he roundhouse kicked in this alley was an imposter and just a kid coming from a birthday party.
Who he shoots in the back of the head.
New plans in this movie enter Red Mist, who is basically McLovin, the mob boss's son. He comes up with this idea, hey, kick-ass is really, inching in on my game, so I'm going to go to my dumb son, who can get in with them. Don't get me wrong. That's why we established a shot earlier in the movie at the diner, right? He can get in with them. We learn again in this movie that MySpace is big.
Right.
Like we learned this like 3 times. It's like they're all communicating on MySpace.
Because Red Mist all of a sudden has like 1 million followers, and I'm not even sure he like did anything. Right? He just got news coverage.
Well, yeah, he busted that dude that was like one of his dad's underlings. He busted him or whatever, who was a most wanted guy or some bullshit. Like it was some big bust that he allegedly did that they set up. So
Kick-Ass is in an alley, and Red Mist knows where he's going to be, basically, right? Like lures him into this alley.
Yeah, let's meet up. They should have just killed his ass there.
And then he's like, "Hey, come get in the Mist mobile." And this, to me, I mean, there's out of the action scenes in this movie, I fucking love them. Action sequences. This car ride between when they get in the car to when they're done is probably my favorite part of the movie.
Is this when they're listening to CeeLo?
They're listening to CeeLo at the end of it, and they're doing the dancing thing. But like in the beginning, like just the conversation between these 2 dumb kids, is pretty incredible if you've seen the movie. And then he puts in the CeeLo thing, and they just start doing their own dances, and I'm like, do either of you take either of you seriously?
I think McLovin lights a joint too.
He does.
He smokes the whole time.
Helps him take the edge off or something.
He tucks me at the edge off when I have to go into crowds of people. I was like,
No, I wanted to say, like, there's one point when they, like, pull up to, I guess, fight some crime, or what do they do there? They go fight some people or something.
They're pulling up to the dad's factory, and it's on fire.
They're waiting on Kick-Ass to kill him, and he's luring him into a trap. Oh, that's
at that point?
Yeah.
But Big Daddy gets there first.
Okay, that's right. So, anyway, like, it's funny that you said that, like, he had to learn how to drive a stick shift, because I was thinking about that scene specifically. It shows him, like, that car, like, come around a corner, and the camera's, like, on a crane or whatever, so you can see that, like, watches the car come around and then comes down, so you can see him, like,
actually
in the car, driving the car, and then they get out. So it's like they could have done a VFX shot of that, but I can tell that they didn't, because the way he like comes into that parking lot is so wide and so like kind of like it's not definitely. If it would have been a stunt driver, it would have been like somebody like turned in, peeled in, like spun around. It was just like, but it's like and it's like super wide turns. Like he's probably like pushing the clutch and like trying to figure it out. Like
make sure he doesn't stall.
Yeah.
We get this crazy, like fire at the dad's factory.
No one should watch movies like this.
What do you mean? We get this crazy CGI factory on fire. Go in, try to save the day, see who's alive, type thing. Right.
Right. It's a trap, but when they get there, it's on fire.
But I want to talk about it's very CGI, like how they're all in there and the fire.
Yeah.
Like coming. I mean, you're gonna expect that out of 2010.
But I feel like that about a lot of effects in this movie, and I feel like it just kind of goes along with.
There's an effect in the scene that was awesome, which was a backdraft shot. Like he goes, Red Mist goes to open the door and like gets kicked back like 30 feet from the fire, and I'm like, backdraft. It's like very memorable.
I thought that was
movie
Kick-Ass that got blasted.
Was
back.
it?
Yeah, and then Red Mist drags him out.
Yeah.
Which is like another thing. It's like, why is he saving him? Like, why didn't he just let him die in this fire? Like,
exactly.
Then it's done.
We learned that we find out that Big Daddy is the one behind it because there is some kind of bear, nanny cam bear that's over in the corner that Red Mist gets. My favorite thing about this nanny cam bear is it's not realistic at all, because you just take it over to a TV and plug in the red and the black cable into its butt,
right into its butt,
and it just goes straight to your TV.
I mean, and it's indestructible in fire.
Oh, yeah.
Cannot be like burned at all. Like, or
No.
the footage is fine, and it's like the most HD footage. And there was like multiple views from multiple camera angles coming from that one.
Yeah, this is a
Fucking
movie,
rich
man.
kids.
Because we get on this we get on this nanny bear that Big Daddy scene. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's
try-
where we first get Nic Cage.
They
like,
try to do like a one shot. It's him just kicking ass, man. Like he murders the whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this is what Batman would be if
Right.
Batman had like no morals or whatever. Because
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
like he takes all the guns and fucking just blasting people, and he's getting like, I mean, I guess he's got good body armor because he's like getting shot
Sure,
like left
yeah.
and right.
all right, so we get basically Kick-Ass and Big Daddy kidnapped.
By the gangsters.
The plan worked. The
Yeah.
plan was foiled.
Hit
They
girl,
shoot Hit
shot
Girl.
out the window.
Yep.
Then we get this crazy like snuff film that's broadcast on the internet.
Which every TV station just picks up, and they're immediately like, "This is going to be the biggest streaming thing ever, worldwide ever," or some
Yeah.
shit like that. It's like, what? Like,
and it was creepy.
yeah,
It was awful. Like it was like the opening scene from fucking Black Mirror.
Well, I
like
mean-
the opening fucking episode and scene.
So, I mean, it was very much like a play on like those terrorist fucking shit
Yeah.
from like the Iraq War. You know what I'm talking
Taliban
about? Like
stuff,
yeah.
yeah.
exactly. Like that.
Yeah,
Remember that time we did the
behead
Yeti
people.
video?
Yes, I know. It's
Paula
talk about
Abdul.
that. The cult of Abdul.
See Scat Cat.
So yeah, so it was very much in that style. Like that's what it was,
Yeah.
in my opinion. That's what
Yeah.
they were because that's still in 2010. That's still fresh
Still
in your
relevant.
mind.
Yeah.
That is. The lights go out though on this broadcast, and then we get like
Well,
this.
they beat the shit out of both of them, and then they're
Well, they
threatening to set them on fire.
Yeah, they douse them in kerosene and
Right.
beat the shit out of them.
Right.
And then the lights go out. We get this kind of like Wolfenstein 3D video game,
First person
shooter thing coming in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which was. Did you hear anything? Did you watch the commentary on this part?
He talked about being into first person shooters, Doom and stuff like that, and like that's what it is. It's from the viewer, like the first person view of somebody holding a handgun, like going through just shooting. The
Yeah,
gangsters.
but it was like intentional that it was like
Night
had the
vision.
cartoony type
was,
of
yeah.
look or video game type of look is
Yeah.
what I read about it. But I fucking love this scene.
It's a good
this
scene.
scene is intense.
Oh,
It's like the
everything.
flashing lights and the slow motion and everything is just like when she jumps out and it's just the slow motion shot. She's just like
yeah.
like
Yeah.
shoots the dude.
She
It's
leaves
just like-
the strobe light as a decoy because she puts it on because that's a real
Yeah.
that's a real weapon that disorients people, right? So like you can't
Yeah.
shoot at something when the strobe light's like hitting you in the eyeball.
No.
Dude.
And so, but she ends up putting it up as a decoy and like
Yeah, that ending
Subverts him.
shootout is so good.
Right.
You get Pete Cage in this scene. Like,
oh god,
you
you
did.
get
Yeah, he's like,
fucking
you get long
Cage.
legs, dude.
Yeah,
That's
You
yeah.
get long legs voice, dude.
right, kryptonite or whatever
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
saying.
Like,
Like,
show's over, motherfucker.
which is like.
Yeah,
no. This is one of the best parts of this. I mean, and there's so many good parts in this movie, but this is one of the best parts.
It's a great fucking action scene. It is a
Yeah.
great fucking action scene.
You get
And it
this-
just happens to have Nic Cage fucking being some good Nic Cage in it.
Yeah. And then you get this cut to like that. I wrote this, and I wish I would have pulled this up. If we could pull up this clip, we want to do it. As soon as that's over, we get this cut to Clark Duke joke right there. I cannot remember for the life of me.
Oh, it's like it's when Evan Peters is like, "Oh, I think I'm in love," and he's like, Dude, I think she's like 11."
Oh,
And he's like,
that's it.
he's like, "I'll wait for her," or something like that. He's like,
Yeah.
Th-
yeah.
I
It
can't
was
remember exactly
weird.
what it was either. Yeah, it was funny. I laughed at it because it was just like, but also it's like the context in today's times too is like really gross.
Well, let's cut back over to it because we got a fire and we got burnt Nic Cage acting now.
Oh my god! So
Dude.
this is like what second time we've seen Nic Cage burned up? Deadfall when he went into the fryer was the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
But we get some burn up acting in this one.
This is burnt up Nic Cage talking. Did it remind you guys of anything?
Fire Marshal Bill.
God damn it. Look at my notes. I said, let me show you something.
Totally. No,
I wrote, "Let me show you something."
when we were watching last night, I did not want to say that because
I didn't say it either. We
wanted to
didn't
hold on
say
to
it.
it.
We're sitting next to each other, thinking it the whole time. That's all.
because I wanted to
funny,
save
man.
it for this.
Oh man! Said, "Let me show you something." Jim Carrey.
It was so true. He's like, I use the special bullets or whatever he's talking about
Right.
shooter with. I use the soft bullets.
With the exposed gums and the teeth. Just like, God, if you've ever seen In Living Color.
And dude, Hit Girl barely shows any emotion. Like, I mean, she's just kind of like, I mean, I guess she's raised that
the
way.
next scene you see her come home, like they both come home
To her house.
kick ass and come over, and they see that hot cocoa with the marshmallows on top,
yeah,
and she
dude, that
was
stops
fucking
right
heavy.
there, and I'm like, dude, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's like, fuck this, load up, let's ride, go get all that shit. She knows how she's been raised and trained.
Yeah,
Because we're about to go
like
in-
finish this mission. That's her whole
Right.
thing. It's like she has no like emotion like that. I feel like, you know, it's as fucked up as that is. Her dad has trained her to be like a sociopath, and it's just
Yeah.
like about this mission to kill Frank D'Amato or whatever his name
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, so we're going into the final battle of this movie because they're loading up, you know, Big Daddy's dead, Hit Girl, Kick Ass. We're going into Nakatomi Plaza, basically. Like, the way it looks, like this fucking building and shit. This, you know, lobby.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Die Hard.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking Matrix.
I was
but-
thinking Cyberpunk.
We get the schoolgirl assassin, another great scene. She comes in, looks like a little schoolgirl to get in the building.
Yeah.
Just kills all of these people, like, all the way around. And then she starts killing people all the way up the building. I wrote, old boy's going to love this. It's like playing Die Hard on PlayStation.
Oh my God, that game.
She's just
fucking
killing
game.
people up every level.
Dude, every level, dude. It's like Kung
Like-
Fu with guns. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
I get a lot of parallels there.
Yeah.
He's not, Kick-Ass isn't like,
He's kind of sitting it out. I mean, intentionally, but like,
but he does. She gives him the main weapon. Right?
Yeah.
The flying.
Well, no, I think he has like a mission that he has to do. Like, right? Like he's watching.
He
choice.
does have
He's-
the mission.
But right. I thought that okay. I thought he was going to like the plan or whatever. That's why he was like watching her like
Right.
on the thing, and when she got to a certain point, then he needed to strap on the jetpack machine gun.
right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she was like,
Maybe I'm
pick your
wrong.
weapon. But he
Another-
had a choice as if he wanted to do
She
this
gets
or
all the way
not.
up to
Well,
the
yeah,
main.
yeah.
She gets up to the main boss. Another great scene in this movie. Great use of music. The Elvis, you know, behind him coming up and like destroying the side of the building. Just playing that Elvis song was great. And I was like, right then I wrote all of this is pre-Deadpool, but I feel like Deadpool pulled a little bit of influence from this. Like a lot of the
Yeah.
maybe out of line stuff, like just off the wall, the out of nowhere, some of the stuff that happens in a superhero movie,
Right.
you don't expect in this. And this was 2010. Like this is
I mean,
pre-Deadpool, right?
That's because it's an R-rated superhero movie, and
Right.
that wasn't like really a thing at this point,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what other R-rated superhero movies were there in 2010?
X-Men or what?
Like nothing.
None of the
even
Wolverine
Blade,
movies were
No,
or-
like Deadpool, I think was the first R-rated superhero movie. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that was because then after that it was
Toxic Avenger, maybe.
But
no,
this
no,
one- this
like I mean like
predated
Logan,
Deadpool, right?
Logan.
Logan's all.
Yeah, it did. No,
Yeah.
yeah, it did. It did.
Okay.
But I'm saying like I don't feel like I'm saying I don't know of a R-rated superhero movie before this, and I
Blade.
don't know that there was another R-rated superhero movie until Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Anyway, let's get back into
I
it.
don't know if
So
any of that's true.
let's round this whole thing out. We get one more mob boss roundhouse kick before we get out this movie.
And the kid took it like a champ.
Perfect
She did.
roundhouse kick.
But God, like she is like this scene bothered me because like she murdered a whole room of people before, you know.
Floors.
And I know this
Floors.
guy, yeah, and I know this guy is a roundhouse specialist, but like,
Right.
I mean, she is like a knife throw specialist and
Yeah.
all this other like shit,
Stuff.
but she just gets fucking. And maybe it's like an emotional thing or something. Like this is like the climax of like her entire life is killing this guy, so maybe it fucking overwhelms her or something, takes her off her game. But yeah, like as badass as she is throughout the entire rest of the movie, she gets fucking just roundhouse kicked in the face
by this dude. Yeah.
Yep. And everyone's down. Boss is in control. You know, you've seen it, but you've been here 100 times in a movie.
Yeah.
Everybody's down. Boss is about to destroy everything. And then what happens? Let's bring back in this fucking bazooka.
Yeah. Hey, why don't you pick on somebody your own size?
Yeah.
There's a rule in film. If you show a gun, that gun's got to be fired at some point. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah, we knew that bazooka was coming out at some point. And I love the shot here. Damn. Like he gets shot, like the mob boss gets shot with the bazooka and he goes all the way out into the sky before it blows up. Like that's cool.
A cool shot.
It really is. It's cool.
There are a lot of cool shots.
We don't get the best shot at the flying ending of this movie when he straps her on the jetpack.
Right.
Kind of looks real like OG
janky kind of
Star Wars.
I don't know. I mean, it's 2010. I feel like sometimes you have to take that shit with a grain of salt because it's not like a lot of times when the effects are shaky, it's not like the scene is relying on the effect. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess flying away at the end, like that whole scene is just them flying away. But it's just like, whatever. I know it's going to look cheesy. This isn't a real thing. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Hit Girl fly off into the sunset. They land. Kick-Ass and Hit Girl fly off into the sunset. They land somewhere far, far away. They introduce themselves to each other as their real names. We get credits roll and the end on 2010's Kick-Ass.
Well, we get like a resolution kind of with Mindy, Hit Girl. She's living with the ex-partner cop or whatever. Or he's like taking care of her, I guess.
Caretaker,
and takes her to school and she beats up some bullies or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Or the bullies are fucking with her and then you're like, know that shit's gonna happen.
Right.
And that is our walkthrough for 2010's Kick-Ass. We have a couple of segments before we have to get out of here and get on to the next movie. Marriage.
Let's just do it. Get on a plane, go to Vegas, and do it. Now.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and say this. My movie Marriage, just because I couldn't get this fucking actor out of my head, is Deadpool and Superbad. Just kind of a fun movie, kind of a superhero movie. Let's put them together and let's see what comes out of it.
I almost went Superbad. I went
shit just because of McLovin.
Just because of McLovin.
I couldn't get it out of my head.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a detriment to a movie.
I went Dick Tracy and Blank Man.
Ooh, I like Blank Man.
Dick Tracy, it's a lot of colors.
Yeah, it's
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
the color.
It was a comic book movie before like a comic. You know.
So yeah, Dick Tracy's very colorful. This movie's very colorful, and Blank Man because I feel like Blank Man is kind of a.
That's one of the Wayans brothers, right?
Yeah, it's Damon Wayne.
So I did not go either of those movies. I went the movie Super, which I feel like we've talked about before, maybe off mic, but it's like got Rainn Wilson, and I'm pretty sure it's a James Gunn movie.
I think you're right.
It's got Rainn Wilson and Elliot Page in it, and it's like a fucking like real, kind of like this in a way, but it's like a real life look. It's like, oh, if somebody tried to be a superhero, here's what the repercussions really would be, and oh shit, like when you get shot with a bullet, you don't fucking shake it off, like type of shit. You know, it's very dark, it's very fucking gritty. It's a great movie, and it's like it came out like when Rainn Wilson was like still on The Office too. So so it's like, you know, it's like you got Dwight Schrute over here, and then this character who's like just like
something different.
Yeah, I mean he's still Rainn Wilson,
right?
You know what I'm saying? But like I don't know. It's a solid movie. Anyway, and the other movie I went was a little bit of a curveball maybe, but I went Up. Because I feel like Up is all about what somebody does when they are just in extreme grief. This dude in extreme grief attaches all of these balloons to his house and just takes off and doesn't care what happens and just like is gone. Like his life's over because he doesn't know how to deal with the grief.
Right.
This movie is like these people lose somebody close to them. They don't know how to deal with grief. They just like go on this fucking like mission or whatever. They don't care what happens to them really. Like they have no self-care for the most part. Like Dave / Kick-Ass like kind of comes around when he gets a girlfriend a little bit, but
Right.
but Big Daddy and Hit Girl, like, there's no care there. There's only the mission.
Right.
So it's just like, I don't know. That's why I went.
Okay.
Fair enough. All right. The next segment we have before we get on to our ratings of the 2010 movie Kick-Ass is tagline. It's where we're going to read the original tagline that you would find on a movie poster. And then we're going to give you our versions of what we thought the tagline should be for the movie Kick-Ass.
Okay, so this is another one of those movies where there was like a shitload of taglines, and I don't know if we want to read them all because like a lot of them are here. I'll just go through them real quick. Kick-Ass. I can't fly, but I can kick your ass. I can't read. Oh, wait. I can't. that was a little bit better, honestly, for his brain damage. I can't read your mind, but I can kick your ass. I can't be invisible, but I can kick your ass. I can't see through walls, but I can kick your ass. Like, these are like the multiple taglines for the movie.
Right,
like, what the fuck up? What the fuck? One of them is, shut up, kick ass.
All right, let's try some of ours out for you. I've got Kick-Ass. I'm also not gay.
All right.
You read that? You go see that movie.
All right, here I go. Kick-Ass. Kinda.
Kick-Ass. More like ass kick.
I
See,
mean,
that's a good one.
that should have been the real one.
All right, let's get on to our ratings. In order to rate this thing, we have a special 3-tiered rating system that we all vote on. And this week, I am nominating Old Boy to go first.
Okay, sweet. Not even going to roll the die, huh?
Nope.
This is, to me, a superficial movie that lacked substance. I didn't read any of the grief into it. I could have cared less about the whole Kick-Ass character. He doesn't really have an arc. He had no dilemma. He stumbles his way into heroism, if you even call it that, and was very lackluster. And lucky more than anything, he just didn't get killed multiple times. I don't even really know what his drive is. It's like he's drinking a milkshake, and he's like, I'll be a superhero. And I think the bad guys were two-dimensional and more inept than anything. But there is a better side story, and that's Hit Girl and Big Daddy. And I mean, that's what the movie is. That's the whole thing. Like, their action sequences, their backstory, their everything. I mean, Kick-Ass, I don't know, should have been the side character in my mind. It's more about, like, that story. Because all that was awesome. But the Kick-Ass part of it, I was bored to tears by all that. So I'm going...
All right, I'm a little tired, I'm a little wired, and I think I deserve a little appreciation.
Because you're scared to go lowest anymore.
Yeah.
No, I was legit, like, until Hit Girl showed up, I was like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like, all that part of it was great. The Kick-Ass part of it. I didn't laugh. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Juice Box, I'm going to go next.
I'm sorry.
You. Because that is some fucking bullshit right there.
What do you mean some bullshit?
This is a fun movie. This is a movie that any superhero movie fan of any genre should see. This is a movie that any teenager should see because it relates to them. It relates to like just getting out there and having fun as us as kids and us in this basement and every fucking pop culture thing you see around here that. Again, you guys can watch this on YouTube.
Right.
You see in our basement, this is the culmination of all of that. This is a movie for us. This is a movie for nerds.
I legit thought about it. I was like, if I saw this in 2010, would I have liked it then? And there's a chance I may have liked it better then. But it just didn't hit.
The action sequences, Chloë Grace Moretz, Nic Cage's acting.
Nick Cage did great. Love this character.
I thought the introduction of Kick-Ass was great. The only downfall in this movie was casting fucking McLovin for that character. But everything Evan Peters, Clark Duke, god damn, the fucking comedic relief in this movie. Like the shot sequences.
The reason I didn't put Superbad in it is my movie Marriage is because Superbad's funny. And this was not funny to me.
There's a couple of things that are fun.
I laughed out loud a couple times.
Yeah,
really?
But it's not necessarily meant to be fun. Chloë Grace Moretz does a great job at comedy in this movie, like because she can nail the cuss words, and you don't expect a 13-year-old or 11-year-old or whatever.
The cunt
to say
line
that.
was the best line in the movie, and I was
it's
like,
the most
holy
controversial.
Shit. Yeah,
fuck you.
Yeah, he's awful damn good. I think I got the best one.
Out of this goddamn thing that we do every other week, and I have to watch these movies, this was so fucking refreshing. I could watch this movie 1,000 times.
I probably won't watch it again.
Versus Bad Lieutenant, fuck that. This movie is entertaining.
Bad Lieutenant was something different, man. Like, this was just, to me, this was just kind of generic.
Go back to Marvel. They're not making shit anymore.
Dude, no, they make bad movies too. I'm not saying like they're all hits. I'm not defending any of that. I'm just saying
I'm arguing with you and you gave it your middle rating. I shouldn't even be doing that. All right, sorry. Juice box, go.
I thought you were going to go lowest rating for sure. No. I had no idea what to expect. I'm just going to go.
Yeah, he's awful damn good. I think I got the best one.
Because I also enjoyed this movie, and I hear what you're saying. Like, maybe if it was more about Big Daddy and Hit Girl, it would have been better. But on the flip side, I feel like the amount that they were utilized was a positive. It made them still mysterious enough, and like you knew enough about their backstory and what was going on, but they didn't dominate the movie. It was still the other dude. And I don't know, like, yeah, maybe you didn't read into the grief thing, but I read into that. Like, I felt like that was the undertone, and I didn't really pick it up the first time I watched it. And, maybe this is just me. Maybe this is like me putting my own thing onto it or whatever. But like the second time I watched it through, like the thing that sold it was the interactions he has with his dad. His dad is so broken in this movie. Like, he's just like, they're sitting there eating breakfast after, like the same scene after his mom dies, and he's just like blank. And he's like, oh, they changed that cereal box.
Right.
And then like some other time later, he's like says something to him, and he's just like very distant. It's only like at the very end, like when he gets the girl, and he's like, I can see a change in you or whatever. But it's just like, everybody is just dealing with grief in this movie. Like, fucking Big Daddy's whole motivation is grief for his wife.
Right. Yeah, it's pure revenge for that whole situation.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I feel like this movie has this undertone of like trying to fill a grief hole with murder and revenge and violence, and it's just like that doesn't ever lead to that doesn't ever help. I don't know.
All right, the next time you see us will be 2010's The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which is a fantasy adventure film starring Nic Cage as a modern-day sorcerer, Balthazar Blake, who recruits a physics student to help him fight an evil sorceress in Manhattan. Oh shit, this stars Jay Baruchel.
Yeah, we've talked about this before.
We have talked about this. Sorcerer's Apprentice. I'm not looking forward to it. It's a Disney film.
I just can't understand, like, I haven't seen this movie, but like I think about that Jay Baruchel, whatever his name is, face, and he just like has a sour face of like every single thing he says. He's just like, I don't like doing this. This is
all I know him from
like
is those Seth Rogen movies. Like, this is the end.
That's
shit.
like all he's been in. And like, was he in a How to Train a Dragon? Or he was like the voice in a How to Train a Dragon?
He was in Knocked Up. He's in like all those fucking.
Would he have
movies.
been a better bad guy in this movie?
No, because that guy is not a good actor.
I don't know. He would have been better than fucking McLovin.
Sure. What would Michael Cera have been a better bad guy in this movie?
Oh yeah, for sure. Michael Cera is great in everything.
He would have been a fucking better bad guy. Why did they cast him, man? He's so good at being a douchey person.
Yeah, that'd have been a better movie.
If you are listening to us and you just tuned in for the last hour plus for the movie Kick-Ass, thank you so much. Again, if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast network, you can watch us on YouTube each and every week. Please like, rate, subscribe, do whatever whatever. Just do whatever it takes. We're fun.
Just do it.
We'll be friends with you. Leave a comment. We like responding to comments. But we're here doing this every other week. Episodes of Cast and Cage. Up next, against my 100% orders, The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
You're 100% order. Let's wrap this up.
You
Man.
hate-
It's so late at night right now. Like, what the fuck?
It's so
Old
late.
boys' kids are still awake.
They're here. They're in the basement.
After The Sorcerer's Apprentice, we get Season of the Witch, and then we get to get into fun stuff like Drive Angry, Seeking Justice, and Trespass.
I can't wait for Drive Angry.
Yep.
I cannot fucking
We
wait.
will see you guys next week on Bucky's Basement.
Tell your mom and them.
Can I kick it? Can I kick it? Well, I'm gone.